We need shelter and strength.
I have learned that there are great people everywhere, and one of those many places is through band. Before every performance we pray, and that actual performance is our prayer.
Suffering and sadness, we are saved by the grace of the power and the Spirit that is here in this place. We are gathered.
One memory that stands out in my mind is when we went to war in Iraq, the first time under President George Bush 41. The very first thing that our students wanted to do almost by instinct was to go down to our gym and pray together. And we did that at their request, and it was a very prayerful moment for me, but also for the whole school, very spiritual.
In this place,
all our lives are a mystery. We see not where they lead. We are asked now to trust you, and we know.
So when I think about things at Dowling that helped me get to that point, I guess the first thing that comes to mind is in the classroom when I'm working and interacting with students. When I have a moment with one of them where they start to ask questions about their faith, about God, and about the religion that they know. And as they work through those questions with me and with their classmates and what they read through, when I kind of watch them and when I see them get it, when I see them understand the answer to their questions and get closer to God, that helps me kind of build in my own faith.
you are living the word. Our hearts and our spirit are nurtured by grace. It is Jesus who fills us. He is here in this place.
We're delighted for our kids to be at a school where they can compete academically amongst the best schools in the Midwest, and preparing for life after high school and college and into their careers. We're delighted that they can compete athletically and in professional music activities and things like that with some of the best in the nation. But the reason why they go to Dowling is because of the way we believe faith can help enrich them in their lives ahead. Ultimately, the best representation of faith to kids in our Dowling Catholic community are through people and the way these people impress our kids. And that starts with the families that are part of the Dowling Catholic community, and especially through the teachers that are part of this community, and the way they interact, and the way that they create impressions, and the way that they pay attention to what's happening with the students and the lives that they're leading, not only in the classroom, but how they're living outside of the classroom and things that are impacting them.
That is broken is the Christ that restores. As we take, now receive Him, we find love evermore. As the bread becomes body.
It's when a good friend of mine, John Keene, had cancer and passed away almost 15 years ago. John Keene and I started the basketball program for girls here in the early 70s and coached and taught together for 15 to 20 years. John became sick in the summer and was not able to complete his duties all the way through into the fall and ended up being in the hospital for the last part of his life. I saw a community come together in support and prayer. I saw a family that really suffered but felt the power of prayer and community and faith as we tried to support John and his family towards the end. I was amazed at the outpouring of faith and prayers that gave the family so much good feeling towards the end. To this day, it stands out in my mind what a community can do to help others who are in times of tragedy and the difference it makes to them.
generosity of the students and staff at Dowling is an incredible testament to the Christian faith. Whether it be those days that I arrived at 6:30 in the morning to already find a crowd of students waiting for the doors to open at 7 in hopes of becoming a coach for a participant in the Special Olympics, or the thousands of dollars in prayers offered up when a fellow staff member lost so much in a house fire. The generosity of the Dowling Catholic community is unwavering and motivates others to give more of themselves.
You are the one who fills our every need. So with one voice we lift our hearts in unity. One bread, one cup, one body of Christ.
For the past 2 years, we have attended the Freshman Mass held the Sunday before school begins. We were pleased listening to Father Zach as he welcomed the students and began the task of preparing them for their high school careers. Then, so many members of the Dowling administrative team thanked the parents for making the choice to send these young men and women to a Christ-centered school. We worshiped together and prayed for these young people, now on the brink of the next stage of their lives. And we were celebrating Mass, sharing in the Eucharist as one class. It was a faithful way to begin the school.
As we gather at your table, broken like the bread we share, fill our hearts with your compassion for a world in need of care.
One of my best experiences of our Catholic faith here at Dowling Catholic High School was the 2010 championship football game at the Unidome, and that was a great memory for everybody, as we had just beat Iowa City West in a really tight game. We're jumping for joy and laughing, and people are crying and celebrating. And so then at that point, then as is tradition at the end of every game, we all dropped down to one knee and prayed the Hail Mary. And I thought that was beautiful. For one thing, to be able to just see from my perspective, I had all the players all around me, all these guys and the coaches, and then up over them, behind them was our student section. And I noticed that while we were praying the Hail Mary, that all of the students as well were silent during that time of celebration.
When we go forth from this place of perfect peace, may your light shine in our lives for all the world to see. One bread, one cup, one body of Christ, united in love.
As a graduate of Dowling Catholic High School, I would say that the cornerstone of my faith experience at Dowling was prayer. Whether it was in the classroom, in the locker room with the swim team, in the music room being sung by the choir, or at an all-school mass in the gymnasium, my faith experience was enhanced through this prayer on a daily basis.
We may see you, gathered as one family in love, one bread, one cup, gathered as one family in love.
It's the families that come together, and you can feel like you're part of that fabric, and I know our kids feel that too. And you know, what really ties it all together, it's the faith, and so I've seen it lived out, and that's cool.
During the Mass, when we call the names of all the people who have lost their lives last year and then the families come up and light a candle, it's just a very moving time for me, and I think for everybody involved. And we're thankful that the Guild was able to be involved in that whole time and Mass and able to reach out to those families in that way. And that really gave me a very strong feeling of my faith and the happiness I feel when I walk in the doors of Dowling every day.
To be light for the kingdom, to live in the freedom of the city of God. We are called to act with justice.
There are so many ways that Christ works through and with the people here at Dowling Catholic that I'm touched, and my opportunity to be a part of that and my opportunity to grow from that and contribute to that in my faith and the faith of others has been a gift to me.
Walk humbly with God.
All over. Here at Dowling, experiencing your faith and living your faith in a truly Christ-centered way is the rule, not the exception.